Hello, everybody. Welcome to another great day of SSL Soccer. My name is xenlos. I'm joined today by...
Hello everyone. Welcome to one of our final three match days, the anti-penultimate match day for Division 1, and it's another title deciding match in essence. Tokyo and Hollywood facing off here, the final match on the card, and also some potential relegation battles to be decided. Sao Paulo would doom Seoul to relegation back down to Division 2 with a win away from home, and Seoul will be looking to claw back. They would only be 2 points back of Sao Paulo with a win, so a big chance here to close the gap and make a very big meal of that final 6 transfer spot.
And that is a 4-3-3. What is that?
I'm going to say it's something to do with a 5-2-3 there.
That's an
It's
11.
like a very defensive formation right now there for Sao Paulo.
They're just like, we want nothing to happen on the left side, but like, if you want to go to the right, we can do absolutely nothing about it.
Well, they do have their wingbacks in there to perhaps try and hold them out.
Please do not go to the right. But you see, we are off and running here in Seoul. And like you said, Sao Paulo wins this game. That would put them 8 points above Seoul with 3 match days to go. And that would just be very, very difficult for Seoul and would pretty much clinch Inter London, who would be 9 points behind with 3 match days to go.
Yeah, they still have the opportunity to win out.
There is not a lot happening. Okay.
Well,
38th minute already. We go to Holmberg, to Mertz, to Kennedy. I don't even know whose side is... Okay, there we go. Ryan trying to push it on the Sao Paulo side. Intercepted. We go over to Thessenwitz. Back to Mayhem. Mayhem to Lexington. To Matthew. Crosses midfield. Going forward for Biscuit. Back to Matthew. As Seoul is just not really giving them any entryway in. But they're just finding their own as here's Newman shoots and scores!
Huge goal to kick things off there, and it was a great little passage of play. Just able to find the incisive gaps there. Here's another look at it. It starts with Lexington right at midfield. Just was able to find Ibrahimovic, and then Biscuit just got a little bit of a run there and allowed Newman to break free for a little bit, got by Cole Mertz, and suddenly Sao Paulo find themselves up after their first shot on target. The first shot on target the entire match after almost 40 minutes.
Like I said, it's been a very, very quiet first half here. As now here comes Matthew over to Ramirez, over to Funyuns. Funyuns, the official snack of the SSL, hashtag not sponsored. Stessenvich just kind of runs around with it. We're in about the final 40 seconds of the first half as Anshaw goes to Ibrahimovic, saved by Neuer. As they go in again, that one's headed out by Mertz, and that'll take us to the half already. Sao Paulo up 1-0 over Seoul.
I think you can just see that there hasn't really been a lot of chances generated there. Just not much going on in terms of where Seoul have been able to make much headway. I mean, the possession, they've had the majority of it, but they just haven't been able to really find a way through. It's been Sao Paulo for the majority of the chances and probably do deserve to lead at the break.
Yeah, you see Seoul there with only the .05 XG in that first half. They're going to need to do a lot better this second half if they want to try to salvage a point. We'll see if any subs are coming in to see if they can get that goal that they need. It does not look like there are. So we will just be off and running here in the second half already. Big slide by Biscuit. Excuse me. All right.
Yeah, I've come up with a coining for the formation for Sao Paulo.
Okay.
The anchor.
The anchor. Interesting. My goodness, this second half is flying just as fast as the first. Already in the 72nd minute as we go back to Ramirez, to Matthew. Over to Lexington, back to Funyuns. Funyuns goes to Mayhem. Mayhem to Thessenwitz as they go in for Biscuit, and Neuer just snatches it out of the air.
Yeah, just able to stay on that line there and made sure to just keep it in front of him with a shot right on there and had some danger to it, but couldn't redirect it to where he wanted it to go.
Neuer falls down on it now in the 83rd minute. Tenderloin goes out to Paul. Seoul needs to get on the attack. And they need to do it now. Here's Human. Fires. Saved by Rage. So at least we got something. But even still, not the greatest of shots. It was kind of right to the keeper.
Yeah, just finally able to challenge Adam Rage very late on in this match. But they'll need to just put one by him here in order to keep some hopes of staying up alive.
And that's not going to do it with an interception there as they go forward to Biscuit. Biscuit taking it towards the box. Goes back to Anshaw to Abrimovic. Back to Anshaw again over to Ramirez. Cleared out by Mertz. And now only about 30 seconds left in this one. That's going to be headed by Tenderloin. Over to Doug. Over to Ryan. You got to get moving.
You got territory.
You got to get moving. That's not moving. That's Anshaw taking it to the back line. And that's going to do it. The whistle goes. Sao Paulo takes a 1-0 victory over Seoul.
Yeah, just one chance, and that was all they needed, though they did create plenty late on in that first half. It was similar for Seoul in the second, but they just weren't able to find a way by Adam Rage. Only the 2 shots on target that he was able to definitely turn aside. And yeah, you could just see it was great defense all around by those basically 6 at the back there, though. I mean, some will consider Ramirez more of a sweeper of a central defense than anything else. But yeah, I think you can see it there now, how it looks
Yeah,
like,
I can
like
see
an
that.
anchor.
That works. Yeah, I like it. That just caught me so off guard when we saw it at the start of the game. I was like, what?
Yeah, I was going to say, if only I can pull up my telestrator to really give the idea of that.
So that'll close the book on that first game. We now go to our second game, which is Interlondon versus Athênai. And this game has now become must-win, as the rest of the season becomes must-win for Interlondon, along with needing help to stay up here. So the road has to start here as they host Athênai at the Boris Johnson Party Dome.
Yeah, they'll need to get a victory. I mean, I feel like that was kind of the message that they had anyway going into this, was that they were going to have to win this no matter what the result was, given that they, even with a Sao Paulo loss, they would still be the 4 backs. You see there, the classic 4-4-2 narrow diamond that they've kept on running throughout. And it's a 4-2-3-1 on the side of Athênai with that very prolific goal scorer, Owen 44, remaining as the front man.
As we get the live look at our table.
Confirming Seoul are relegated.
All right, and we have kicked off. And we'll start off with Athênai having the ball. They go over to Dolan, to Lind. And just kind of trying to go around the London midfield. Labovich goes for the cross, but Ruma accidentally blocks it. And we're off and running. As here's Jerry on the free. Over to Pinkman to McGurk. McGurk kind of just yeets that. Oh no, it bounced off of somebody. We're going to have a corner.
Yeah, was a deflection there.
Here's Jerry on the corner. Headed away by Lind. So in London trying to get some early chances off of set pieces. We'll see if it pays off for them. We have Siege going to Jaeger. Jaeger to Newport. Headed by Dolan. Pulled out of the air by Yaboa.
Yeah, it was a troubling shot there that Tony Yaboa was just able to get up there and grab. Now I quickly launch into a counterattack.
McGurk over the Pinkman. Fires saved by Anderson. Cleared out by Zoidberg. That's going to be a throw-in.
Yeah, first shot to really trouble Yannick Anderson, and it came in with a lot of venom. Pinkman was a free runner there. Just able to knock that one out, though, was Yannick Anderson, and now they try and build once more.
Going deep for K. Clements. K. Clements fires, saved by Anderson again. And that's a corner kick. Anderson under attack
great job
a lot.
Yeah, great job thus far from him, narrowing the angle, not allowing many opportunity to shoot.
Here's Millar over to McGurk. Back to Howd. McGurk again to Ruma. And that's all we'll get to see of that. We have a throw-in from Siege. The 23rd minute now. Feels like it's been a pretty even game so far. Jaeger goes back to Yore, looking for Owen 44, who heads it right into the waiting hands of Tony Yeboah.
Yeah, ambitious header there from outside the area. Usually you wouldn't see any of those converted, and, well, kind of unsurprising that he was able to scoop that one there.
So go forward, and they find K. Clement, who fires into the crowd. That's going to be a goal kick.
Yeah, again, rush shot, tough opportunity. And, again, Anderson just forced Clements to put one shot through it, and that ended up just straying over the bar.
McGurk over to Druid, back to Zoidberg, over to Siege. Siege going back to Druid. Going to be headed away by dives in a lot. We go over to Newport. Newport to Zoidberg. They're going back and forth. Can't really find a way around. They look for 44. A shot and a diving save by Yeboah. And then kind of cleared out. Now they finally do get it out. As it looked like it was a missed header by 44, but then a shot, but now the ball is up to Jerry. Jerry fires, saved by Yannick Anderson. And that's going to be a corner kick.
Yeah, it was actually a great header there from 44. Did trouble Yeboah there for a moment and got him well out of position. So there's a good save on Clements right there by Anderson. And yeah, after that, Dizenalot was then had to be called into action and was able to clear it away well.
Here's the floor going over to Clements, going deep, looking for Jerry on the run. Jerry fires, it's saved again by Anderson.
Having a stand on his head here, a lot of very key saves made in his first half hour, and thus far it does seem like Inter London has been the one that has said, this is must win. Let's try and see if we can get those 3 points and secure them very early on.
You see 5 shots on target already, and that's just been saved again and again and again. But Jerry got to pick up the ball off of the headed away corner. Trying to not lose possession of the Siege. Alexa go all the way back to Yeboah. Yeboah clears it out to Howd, over to McGurk. McGurk going deep, looking for Clements, but it's headed away by Lind, but picked up by DeFleur. DeFleur takes it up the sideline, heading towards that back corner, looking for a cross, maybe for Jerry. No. Yoinked out of the air by Anderson, who was 1 step ahead again.
Yep. Because if that gets over to Jerry, that is a wide open net waiting for them.
Speaking of, here's 44. Good slide by Howd.
Yeah, it did seem like even if that shot was put right on to where it was, it just seemed like it would have just ran into Yeboah's chest or his hands and gone clear, as again they look to Siege.
Here's DeFleur going back to dives in a lot. Over to Millar, going back to Yeboah. That pass was going way too fast, and it had me scared for a minute. As we cross the 40-minute mark into the final few minutes of this first half, here's Pinkman over to Clement, over to Jerry. Jerry fires, saved by Anderson again as he parries it aside.
Yeah, it was just slid out of a reach of Clements. Did still fall to Jerry. Could not capitalize again.
And now they lose the header off of the corner. As Jerry goes back to Pinkman. Over to McGurk. McGurk fires! And that's over the net.
Ambitious, but I mean, you got to have ambition if you want to try and score one here.
Here is Ruma, 44th minute. Going up forward towards Jerry, towards Pinkman, looking for Clements deep in the box. Finds it, fires, saved. That's going to be another
that time
corner.
he had a bit more help in defense there, Anderson. I mean, he didn't have to cover as much ground.
Lynn heads away the corner. That's going to take us to the half. It is a 0-0 draw presently. What a first half.
I'd like to make a clarification on an earlier comment. When I said when I think I would look to Siege, I mean the verb, not the player.
You know, I was gonna make a joke about that, but I'm like, nah.
Yeah, you know, carpe diem and all that. Wait, that's an Italian thing, not a Greek thing. Sorry, Latin thing. Yeah,
All
it's
right.
just been a whole lot of shots being attempted here, and Yannick Anderson just continuing to put it into high gear and making a lot of exceptional stops, really, and
Yeah, but
haven't been able to find a way through yet.
if you're Athênai, you have to find a way to stop these chances because eventually one of them is going to sneak in. Like, you can't keep giving all of these chances and expect Anderson to do it all. Eventually, it is going to get by him once if they don't stop it. And here we are in another quarter in the 49th minute for Jerry. That's going to be dives in a lot, taking a bit too narrow of a shot.
With all due respect, that's why you're a centre back.
Druid over to Dolan. Oh my goodness.
Just took a deflection there. It just came off the floor, I believe, and otherwise that was a seeing eye shot that very well could have turned momentum on its head.
It's going to be headed clear. There's been a lot of set pieces this game, but nothing going in the net still as Yeboah goes deep, but not deep enough. It's going to be picked up by Athênai.
Story of my life.
Here's Pinkman over to McGurk. Finds Clements. Finds DeFleur. DeFleur being trailed very quickly by Dolan. Goes back to Clements right on the edge of the box over to DeFleur. On the cross to Jerry. He scores! And Inter London goes up 1-0.
Well, you mentioned they needed to eventually have one where Anderson couldn't stop it, and that was a one. It's a great little spin move here by K. Clements. We'll see it here. Just turns right on that pivot foot, finds the floor, coming back his backup, and immediately flicks in for Jerry. Lin trying to protect a potential seeing eye shot from that far flank. And Jerry was right in front of net. Easiest goal of his life, probably. And finally, Inter London is able to break through the gap and look for maybe a second.
Oh, it's on the tip of K. Clements. It went off the post and then off the rebound, K. Clements. I don't even know what happened. It just ping-ponged
It was offside,
everywhere.
though. Just that right foot stood in front. It was dives in a lot off the crossbar and it bounced right to him. And you would think from there it's an easy tapping goal. Of course it would be counted as such, but just wasn't in the right place.
Yeah. I didn't even see the offside signal come up. That was, oof.
Yeah, there wasn't anything that came up with the graphics there, but the referee did have his flag up and says, oh, that's a tough foul by Millar.
That is a tough foul from Millar.
Surprisingly, not even a warning on that one. Just free kick and go from there.
We get 72nd minute. As we go over to Siege. Siege goes for the cross to Labovich, saved by Yeboah. And we'll see if anything is going to happen as we get to the final 10 minutes of this game. 84th minute. Anderson booms it out deep, headed by dives in a lot over the Clements. Clements looking deep for Jerry, but finds Lind as just a bit too short on that pass. As Druid goes to Siege, they go deep looking for 44. Yeboah comes out of the box, very dangerous, but not punished for it as Jerry in the box with two defenders around him. Goes back to Pinkman, but it's blocked. And then put into the stands. We are having the technical difficulties. We appear to be losing you.
Find me, Ben.
I'm trying. But, I'm fat and asthmatic, so I don't go anywhere very quickly. You stolen. Saved by Yeboah. It's 44 is offside.
I was out of pocket. I don't know what that was, but
it's life for me at this point. Here's how over to Dives in a lot. Over to Yore looking for Jerry again. Jerry fires, and that is
Offside
Jerry is
again.
offside. Yeah. Jerry did get that new sponsorship of the offside alarm. Must not have heard it going off. Have to adjust the volume of it. And that'll actually do it. We go full time. Inter London wins a 1-0 game over Athênai in what was a very exciting game.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people will be shocked by that result. I don't think a lot of people did expect Inter London to come out with this much firepower, but they did end up finding their way through it all and have kept themselves alive, if only for one day more. But yeah, it was a comprehensive performance all round from London. They definitely had the superior chances, and as much as Yannick Anderson did try and keep it all together, at the end of it, it was just one chance in front that he could not stop, and from there it was game over, and Athênai just could not find a way to break by Tony Yeboah.
Well, I think it said what we had, London, I think almost had double-digit shots on target. Like, that's a tough day for any keeper. I don't care who you are. But that does keep them alive and going into these last couple of match days as we go to our third game. Buenos Aires versus Catalunya. Two teams sitting in third and fourth, just trying to make a name for themselves, keep themselves established, trying to end the season on a high note, as I don't believe there is a way for either to really catch the top of the table. So
not realistically, no. I mean, both of them could still mathematically win it, but they would require a draw out of the last match of this day. As we see Catalunya with that 4-3-3. And also confirmation of the standings there. You see Inter London still within technical striking distance. And would technically, I believe, make it on goal. Oh, lost me.
Yeah, that. What was it? Yeah.
1 sec.
As we go to Vins, intercepted by Amo Tali. Over to Torres. Torres going for the cross, yoinked out of the air by Gunnarsson.
Yeah, that felt like a bit of inverse metrics there. We've usually seen Catalunya be the one to strike early. Maybe
there it is! Mojo Rising! 1-0 Catalunya. It's offside!
Allowed. I did not think he had positioned himself offside there. It walked back into it and was fine in positioning. Goodness, that is a tough one to turn away.
That is a tough rolling, but here's Dogwood Maple fires! No!
Wide.
Go over to Okamoto to Mueller. Mueller going towards that edge of the box, going back to Juliusson. Mueller over to Juliusson. Staines. Over to JJ Okocha as they get into the box. Find Mozo Rising. And no. Oh, Dogwood Maple's offside. And one thing you have to consider is that Buenos Aires is still in the cup, so you have to wonder if fixture congestion is a thing that is affecting them right now. But
I don't think that it would be. I feel like Buenos Aires do have a great kind of stamina to them that I feel like most if not all SSL teams have, where they don't really want to worry about the cup runs in terms of how much it may affect their league players.
Here's Vandersloot, there you go! Buenos Aires up 1-0. And it's not disallowed this time.
Yep. I mean, it would be hard to disallow that one because Vandersloot, I think, ends up starting this run from behind someone. Yep, Juliusson was well onside there. Everybody picked it up, just had the space on that stage left, attack left side, I would say, and was easily able to just step one way, shoot the other, and got Gunnarsson out of position, slotted that one home, and Buenos Aires get the early goal here, and it's been very much, I feel like it's been mostly a case of Catalunya's first goal scorer in their matches ends up winning, so let's see if they can hold on to that.
Torres. It's parried and then kicked out by Busquets. Let's go over to Knight. Throw into Brux Patron. To Tali. Tali to Jeeves. Fired. Blocked. Corner kick again.
Yeah, just
reset
came off Jarvan there.
Here is Jeeves. Ooh, Brux Patron going for the aggressive run in to try to win that header. But unfortunately loses it. And now the pace of the game slows down a bit.
Yeah, so perhaps I can fix my mic issues.
Perhaps.
Maybe not. Maybe yes.
There's Okamoto over to Vins. Into the box. Ooh, that's a big trip. But.
Ball first.
Yeah. Here's Tali going back to Knight. Knight looking forward for Tali, but passes a little too far. Goes to Vins over to Juliusson, who's going to try to clear it out. It's going to be headed forward further by Rising. But Buenos Aires still ends up with possession as they go all the way back to Oakdown for a full reset. And now tonight around midfield over the Vandersloot, over to Torres. Torres going back to Gorkov. That's going to be blocked but recovered by Jeeves. Jeeves trying to get into an open space before Järvinen can stop it, but no. Järvinen did stop it. And we're going to have a corner. Taken by Jeeves, headed away by Busquets. Going to be picked up by Vandersloot. Vandersloot to Tali. Back to Vandersloot, blocked by Maple. We're going to have a throw-in. This time from Jeeves, 38th minute. Gorkov just turned aside by Maple. But they still hold on to possession. Oh, Knight looked like he was getting ready to head it, and then Muir went, I think not. Just... Oh, dear.
Oh, that ludicrous.
Brux Patron over to Gorkov, forward to Gaverno, to Tali, to Vandersloot. Vandersloot past Busquets, tries to chip it, but chips it a little too high. That's going to be a goal kick. Oh, remember when I said the action's going to slow down for a minute? I was a liar. Here's Gaverno just yeeting it. That's in the row A. I love when they do the thing where they back up like they're going to go for a big, long, booming kick. And then just like at the last second do like the short little kick to their back. Here's Jeeves on the reception. Over to Vandersloot. Fires and scores! Edwin Vandersloot puts it in. And Buenos Aires is up 2-0.
Vandersloot again on a through ball run, and this one I feel is a bit of a weak goal, to be honest. Feels like there should have been someone there in defense to cover. It's Busquets he's got to try and cover three people. They're not going over to that end where Buenos Aires plan on attacking, and as such is just overwhelmed there. Vandersloot ends up getting on the receiving end, converts his double.
And now this half isn't over yet as we're in stoppage time. A throw in from Buenos Aires as they look for Gorkov. A lot of people just standing in front of the net from both teams. And that'll take us to half as Buenos Aires holds a 2-0 lead over Catalunya.
Yeah, this has really just been all Buenos Aires. Not a single shot on target managed thus far for Catalunya. Only the one shot that was off target. It's been nigh on domination thus far from Buenos Aires. They're probably looking to get to third, but this one is going to be very difficult to come back from if you're Catalunya, because you just haven't been able to generate anything so far. I'm sure they'll cop a spray from it.
Yeah, they haven't. I think they've gotten one shot so far. And I don't even remember if it was on target. Just been a rough first half for them. Yeah, so.
Brian, I said it was off target.
Rough first half. We'll see if any substitutions are coming in. Uh-oh.
Well, I meant to use that name.
Okay. I apologize. We had a momentary technical issue, apparently.
Was that on your end?
That was on my end, it looked like.
Okay, I was saying that, yeah, I told you it was off target, did I not?
So, do you still have visual on your monitor?
Yes, I have visual.
Okay. Alrighty. So, we are back as we're in the 47th minute. We didn't have any subs, by the way, it looked like, since it...
We did not, no.
No. Since we had that moment during the substitutions. As that's... Oh my god, it's off the crossbar! What an absolute thunderous shot. But just a smidge too high.
Yeah, nearly even had the momentum to bounce in. There was Goverto with left-footed jumping volley that nearly found the net. Would have been absolute tech as if it hit it, but could not find it.
That's going to go away. We go back to Jeeves. Jeeves on the cross, headed back to Busquets on the interception. As they go deep. Oh my goodness, Oakdown.
That is risky play there, but what a header as well. That's something you rarely see.
Oh my heavens, Oakdown. Please don't do that. Over the McFlop face to Dogwood Maple, who scores, and Catalunya is back in it as it's only 2-1.
Yeah, well, they finally were able to generate some momentum, and there you go. A little move here by Acosta to just get by us Jeeves in a very tight window, and it meant that they got a lot of open real estate, and McFlopface took advantage, set his lot down, and they weren't going to evict that one from an opportunity. I lost the analogy there. I'm sorry.
Knight on the throw-in over to Torres. To Tali with the cross, and Gorkov snatched out of the air by Gunnarsson.
Wow,
Vandersloot standing behind. Vandersloot is all up in Gunnarsson's business and just has no care in the world. As here's Mojo rising on the shot.
Yeah, I think there must have been some trash talk stated there. Of course, my lip reading skills not as it once was. Must have been saying something about how they're always doomed to be mid-table or something along those lines.
Like he was behind them for a very long time. It was just...
Yeah, you know, you got to be in their ears as well as in their face. That's how it works.
Here's Gunnarsson taking it out. We go over to Vins. And Buenos Aires still playing that very, very closely marked game here. But now here's Okocha with the free shot. It's off the post.
That is exceptionally unlucky there for Okocha. Pulled that one basically right on that net. And, you know, had you been playing football, you probably have counted it, but not to be on that occasion.
Yeah, beat the defender. Defender went for the challenge, but missed completely. And that is an unfortunate miss for Catalunya. As we have Jeeves, that's going to be headed but saved. So we are now in the final 20 minutes of this game. Jeeves on the throw-in. As here is Sherwood. Over to Busquets to Mueller. Nope. All right. And here's Vandersloot taking the shot. But blocked. It's over to picked up by Juliusson. Now they're on the other side of the field. Catalunya trying to get that draw. Trying to get that point. They fire and score from Vins. From the edge of the box. And now we are tied.
Well, they said they were looking for the point, and there they got it. The classic case of CSGB is Järvinen here just ends up finding some space on the far side and just retreated a bit, and Vins outside the area had a perfect angle. Oakdown wasn't around to cover and slotted that one home beautifully, and now Catalunya might even look to make it free instead of one.
Yes, here's McFlopface going over to Vins, who's open again. We go back to Juliusson. Now there's just a whole conga line of people on the very edge of the box, but you know there's no one blocking Järvinen as they go in for Okocha. And that looked like that shot was going to be a lot more powerful, and then just kind of rolled harmlessly. Yeah, Van der Sloot's offside. So we are 80th minute now. About to cross that 80-minute mark. As Järvinen goes back to Muir, intercepted by Tali. Trying to find Torres, but finds Juliusson instead. As Catalunya is now on the attack again. Knight with the missed challenge. Järvinen in the box, goes back to Sherwood. Sherwood just kicks it off of Gorkov's shins. And it's going to be recovered by Buenos Aires. Oh my God, are you serious? As we have Jeeves going over. Picked up by Brux Patron. Over to Tali, over to Torres. Torres looking for Van der Sloot. That's going to be away. The coach just falls. What? 86 minute now, Gaverno. Going over to Torres. Finds Vins. Finds Juliusson. Juliusson goes back to Gunnarsson. Over to Järvinen. And that's going to be picked up by Oakdown. As maybe they were looking for something there. So Järvinen over to coach him. All right, so we are in stoppage time. Final minute of the game as they were going for Mojo Rising, but it's cleared out. We go over to Brux Patron, over to Guevara, to Van der Sloot, over to Of Katarina. It's going to be cleared out almost. As a coach goes for Mojo Rising in the stoppage time. No! I refuse to believe the flag is up.
Well, that sucks because the flag's up.
Now we're going to see the disallowed goal. All right, he's only a little incredibly offside, but like...
Only a little incredibly, yes.
Yes. As we go over to Knight. Knight looking for Torres, but Vins heads it away, and that's going to be full time. As Buenos Aires and Catalunya will play to a 2-2 draw.
Yeah, they hold line of stern.
So
it was very interesting to me as well, given that it just looked like they were so ready to continue to attack there. We see there that long string of chances that Gunnarsson was able to turn away. Vins. There were actually subs there. Staines and Okamoto came off for McFlopface.
Whoops.
And Sherwood, but unfortunately, thanks to some earlier technical issues, I think we must have missed them.
Yeah, I apologize for the technical issues during that game. Not quite sure why it happened, as everything else was fine. But anywho, as long as we don't have technical issues during this game, because this is the big one. Tokyo versus Hollywood, both sitting at the top of the table, both with 25 points, separated only by a 9-goal differential, with Tokyo sitting at the top. So, buckle up. This will be a good one.
Yeah, 1v2. Winner probably ends up with one hand of a championship. Loser, likely no hands of a championship. A draw, equivalent amount of hands on a championship. Maybe like fingers to the knuckle.
equivalent amount of hands on the championship.
Of course, yes. I mean, is it wrong?
No, it's not. There's a 4-2-3-1 coming out from Tokyo. That's a 4-3-3 from Hollywood.
Yep. Of course, no more Ricky Bobby at the front. Instead, Hadi Nagatoro.
Oh my god. I'm going to be honest, I would be a little upset to send it in a draw. I want a winner, dang it. We go over to Costanza as this game is off and running. Gerard kicks it forward, but it's going to be picked up by Nessie. We are, in fact, off and running. All right, here's Visser on the throw-in. Going over to Rashford, going forward to Shinji Kaido. Kaido manager holds on to possession, but it's saved by the Heretic. And now anytime there is silence for more than like 15 seconds, I get very
we're
worried.
fine. I just
Okay.
There's nothing much to comment on right now. That's all.
Yeah, I just get very scared
my voice
now.
when I need to scream.
Here's possible on the throw into Liang Kwai. Over to England to Valor. Valor going deep, looking for Nagatoro Maradona. Rube just throws himself on it. Rolls it out to Versetti. Versetti going forward to Asagi. Manages to keep that in bounds, almost dribbles it out. They find Rashford deep for Hayden, and that's just a smidge too narrow. A bridge too far. Here's Gerard.
Breaking the wall. I don't know where we're going with that. But
I don't know where I'm going with it either, but here we are. Here's Hayden, the 32nd minute, going all the way to the back line, keeps it in bounds. Ziggo back for Asagi to Rashford. It ping-pongs off a few people. The Heretic dove for it. It almost rolls in on complete accident, but they managed to keep it off the line.
Yeah, that was nearly a pinball goal there because it was just rolling and just got into the 6-yard box until eventually we just realized, oh, wait, we got to fall on this ball. It's not dead.
Here's Rise going back to Nessie. Nessie with the cross, and that's headed away by Costanza, but will be picked up by Soderberg. Over to Rashford, over to Kaido. Over to Visser, and that's saved. And that might actually take us to the half.
Don't speak too soon.
As here's Nessie on the 45th minute corner. Hayden to Asagi, blocked by Juricic. And that'll take us to the half. And it is, in fact, a 0-0 draw. But the thing that surprises me, no shots for Hollywood.
Yeah, I mean, they just haven't been able to find anyone up front. No Liang Kwai attacks, no tiki-taka drives, and I mean, it just feels like they've been, quite frankly, invisible thus far.
Yeah.
Though I do have to give credit, Elmas the Heretic has done well, and the defense has been at least able to trouble them enough to where Tokyo aren't completely running away with this like you'd expect to see in some games that have been one-sided. Reykjavik comes to mind.
We'll see if any subs are coming in. But yeah, it is not often you see Hollywood held shotless throughout an entire half.
Indeed, and part of that might have been due to the recent transactions they've needed to do with the cap constraints and needing to deal away players. I mean, notably, Mika Rashford isn't playing for Hollywood, and it's been the crux of being able to set up for them, and now he's playing for Tokyo.
We hit the second half. I did not see any substitutions, but as we have Asagi going over to Soderberg, back to Rupp, over to Versetti. Versetti trying to move the ball forward to Rashford, the aforementioned Mika Rashford. Rube way out of goal. We go forward to Asagi to rise. Big trip by Gerard, but got the ball first as they go forward to Shinji Kaido, who fires and scores! And it's 1-0 Tokyo.
And you see there, just saying to the fans, let me hear you. And it's a very quick goal here, right to start the second half. They had all the momentum in the first, and they finally break through in the second here. Kaido just able to put a run there on the right back on Possible, I believe that is. Benjero wasn't able to cover up in time. Here's another look at it. Oh, just perfectly
rave party!
We are raving!
Let's go! I love that one day when my time in commentary is done, the rave party is one of the legacies that I will leave.
Yeah, I mean, it was halfway between the rave and the flag, but...
Soderbergh over to Rise. Rise going forward, looking for Kaido again, but no, this time. Not this time, says the Heretic. As we are in the 60th minute, Nessie off the corner. And that's going to be a penalty.
Yep. Foul play in the box there.
Can't do that. As here is Soderbergh to take the penalty.
Oh, no.
Soderbergh fires and scores!
Wow, it wasn't missed.
It's 2-0 Tokyo in the 61st minute. Oh no.
And just said, all right, you know what? I can't miss if I just put it dead center.
Yeah.
And really, I don't think the Heretic was always thinking, oh, it's going to go left or right, and, you know, probably in two minds. If that doesn't think to just keep in the middle as Hayden, that's not the target.
No.
He appears to have been aiming for the camera there.
Just a bit outside.
Perhaps a boom mic.
Sagi going back to Kaido. Saved by the Heretic again. But... we have now reached the 72nd minute. Hollywood still has not recorded a shot. We have Asagi going to Rise. Heretic falls over, but no punishment there. Here's Gerard on the throw-in. Intercepted by Asagi. Excuse me.
Yeah, well, you didn't get a replay of a foul that led to the penalty, but having just pulled it up here, I believe it was the Chetty that was taken out by Inclan over trying to run in for the header, and that's what caused a pen to be given away there. Otherwise, I reckon Verchetti would have had a prime chance on that.
And here is Nessie for another corner, headed away by Spec Jero, picked up by Kaido. Over to Versetti, sitting at the edge of the box. Over to Asagi, to Soderbergh, to Nessie. Nessie looked like they were looking for Hayden. I thought they were looking for Rise originally, but Hayden was just kind of sneaking around in there. We're going to have an 84th minute corner from Nessie, and that's going to be headed away by Jero. And then run out of bounds by Kaido.
Yeah, you couldn't turn around in time. Got a bit too much of a first touch on it.
Now only 2 minutes of stoppage time here. So here's Possible on the throw-in. Over to Ling Kwai. Over to Possible, who just runs it out of bounds. What happened? As Tokyo wins 2-0 over Hollywood, holding them shotless.
I'm stunned. I am honestly lost for words. Bro is flabbergasted.
He really is. What happened?
Okay, just offhand here, how does Dobby Rube get a 7.4 match rating by doing absolutely nothing?
Because there was a time he ran out of the goal to take the pass.
Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. He did end up being a
That's
pretty
worth
crucial
7.4.
anchor there, but wow, just Hollywood could do nothing. There's nothing that they can really like bring up that they thought, oh, this went against us, that went against us. No, they were just contained. completely and utterly contained.
Before I have more audio connection issues, that's going to do it for us tonight. If you stuck around for all 4 games, I very highly appreciate it. And yeah, we had some fun table action today, and it's gonna set the stage for a fun match day 13. But
Absolutely, chance of Tokyo to potentially clinch a title.
Yep. But until that point, I've been xenlos.
I've been Sock.
And I hope you all have a fantastic night.
Good night, everyone.